Welcome to Boxing MMA Skeptic, and today's topic is Errol, Spence, and Derrick James. Now, this is a predicament that I didn't want to happen, but yeah, a lot of the boxing world saw it happening. And Errol's loss to Terence Crawford has a lot to do with it. Errol didn't look good in there. He couldn't adapt, he couldn't adjust. It was the same pressuring tactic he was trying to use against Terence Crawford. Crawford timing him, Crawford destroying him. His coaching got nothing for him. And that's because they both didn't prepare for what Crawford had to offer. And let me tell you one truth, I'm a big Errol Spence fan. I think he's one of the greatest pressure boxers I've ever seen. The guy's pressure is relentless. He's not no one-trick pony too. He's got good combos, good jab. He outworks his opponents every single time. I think also that Errol has come to rely on his pressure style so much that he couldn't adapt. Cut angles, use his footwork a bit more. It might have helped him against Terence Crawford, but all he knew was to come forward like a charging bull, and Terence dismantled him, destroyed him. And now, it also comes to the fact that Derrick James is also distracted with other fighters like Ryan Garcia, like Frank Martin. He's training all these other fighters and he's not focused on Spence. And that's also another factor when you look at it. So yeah, am I surprised Spence is leaving? I don't think there's much Derrick can teach Spence at this point. I think Spence needs a new perspective. And I'm rooting for Spence because I think he's about 34. I think he still has like 4 or 5 more years in this game to give. And I think he can still be a world champion in another division again. I believe in Spence. Yeah, that beatdown was crazy, but I still believe in Spence because I think he's one of the best boxers I'm watching this generation, and I think he can still do a lot more in the sport. And I think he shouldn't lose heart. I think he shouldn't give up. But yeah, it's tragic that they separated, but is it necessary? I think so. And right now, Spence is looking for a new home. I'll still talk about the Tim Tszyu fight between, the struggle between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford as to who's going to get Tim Tszyu. Personally, I think Terence should get the fight, but Tim shouldn't go for Errol Spence. Honestly, it would actually discredit him because Errol is not his mandatory number one, and if he vacates the WBO belt, that would be disappointing, to be honest. But as for Derrick James, I think Derrick will be fine. I'm hearing some things about Errol not paying Derrick's training fees. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I can't speculate about that. But I also hope there's no issues between them more than just, Errol moving on. And let's see where Errol's new home is. If he gets a new home, I'll report about it quickly because it means Errol Spence is back in the game. Another thing, I think that Errol cannot completely blame Derrick. While I think Derrick could have, taught Errol better or prepared him better against Terence Crawford. So that's also a failure from the trainer's part. I also think there was also a failure from Errol's part. Errol had a lifestyle that was not always in the gym. After fights, Errol will go fatten up, eat up, drink up, party with rappers. These are the factors that caught up to him. Compared to a guy in Terence Crawford who's always in the gym, who's working hard, and who's never out of shape. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. Tell me what you think, like and subscribe.